Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Thank you so much for joining us on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure on the weekend you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Who wants to study on the weekend?
Who wants to get out of bed?
Yeah.
On the weekend.
But here's the thing. When you're on a schedule during the weekday and you are used to getting up at like 7 or 7:30, even if it's Saturday, you still get up at 7 or 7:30.
Yeah, I think once our body gets used to a certain pattern, a certain routine, it's really hard to change that.
It's so true. What time do you usually get up in the morning, Cameron?
Well,
these days.
I have dogs right now.
Yeah.
I have a dog plus another dog that I'm taking care of. It's about 6:15 maybe.
Wow, that's pretty early.
Yeah, they wake me up with their barking or they're licking my face. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, today, of course, means article day.
Yes.
Not a dialogue. And the title is Tips for Goal Setting to Improve Your Chance for Success. 성공 가능성을 높이기 위한 목표 설정 팁. Okay.
Yes.
So, basically, if you want to succeed, it's a good idea to set goals.
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
They give you direction, right? Instead of just going in any direction.
Do you set goals?
Yes.
I
I don't follow them, but I do like to make a goal and then ignore it.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
But at least you've set a goal.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess that's half the battle, they say, right?
Listen, if you set 10 goals and you achieve 1 or 2, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? At least it's better than nothing. Okay. Gravitate toward something is our first expression. Gravitate, to gravitate. Makes me think of gravity.
It is related. So this word means to be attracted to something, to slowly be pulled towards something.
Just like gravity.
Yes.
Okay. Fall short of something?
It means you do not reach a goal. You do not reach some kind of line or point that you were supposed to reach.
All right. How about TAMP? Tamp down something.
This is to make lower. So tamp, of course, is like whenever you take coffee and you kind of pat it down.
You mean like an espresso maker?
Yeah, when you put the espresso beans into that little thing they use is called a tamper.
Aha.
Yeah, to tamp it down.
Oh, very good. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our article.
When setting effective goals, there are certain things you should and shouldn't do to improve your chance of reaching them. Most people gravitate toward large, ambitious goals. This can be disastrous if you fall short of your target or never even get started. An ambitious goal can feel good to write down, but becomes daunting when you attempt to reach it. By making incremental goals along with a realistic plan for getting there, we can tamp down our anxiety and improve our chances. Another tip is to avoid comparison with others. Focus on your own performance, and you will stay focused and be less judgmental toward yourself.
Okay, here we go. You can find the article on page 134. Tips for goal setting to improve your chance for success. Let's begin. When setting effective goals, there are certain things you should and shouldn't do to improve your chance of reaching them. Okay, when is our power pattern? But why is this a pattern?
So I think that people will know what this means. It means at the times that you are setting effective goals, right? However, I do think many people who are learning English, they will phrase this part as when you set effective goals.
Yes.
Right? But here, we do not have the you.
Yes.
We take that out. And the verb is in the what we call gerund form,
right.
the ing form. So here, the structure is when setting effective goals.
So it's like when verb ing.
Yes. So that is the reason we have made this our power pattern, is that we want to make sure that everyone is getting the grammar correct when they're using this.
Yes, very good. So when, traveling abroad, and blah, 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 blah. So it's actually quite a useful pattern that you can use.
Yes, it's useful. It's very common, both in spoken language and written language.
Very good. So when setting effective goals, there are certain things you should and shouldn't do. Oh, interesting. So you can't just set any goal.
Yeah, there are good ways to set goals and there are bad ways to set goals.
Well, let's find out. Most people gravitate toward large, ambitious goals. Okay, so yes, especially at the beginning of the year, we like to make big goals. Okay.
Yes.
We gravitate toward.
Yes. So like you said in the intro, gravitate is related to the word gravity. 중력, 인력, right? So in the same way, how the earth pulls our bodies towards
the core.
Right? Towards the core, right?
Yeah.
The things that we are kind of attracted to, that we are slowly pulled towards, we can say we gravitate towards them.
Right.
It's the things we most often do or the things that we most often pay attention to.
Yeah. It's kind of almost a natural inclination. It's almost like, not that we do it because we want to sometimes, but it's just like automatically happens that way.
Yeah, it's like if you don't fight the force, if you don't fight that pull, you will naturally go in that direction.
Yes. And the direction is that we set these big goals. Okay, now let's continue.
This can be disastrous if you fall short of your target or never even get started.
Okay, this can be disastrous. Right there, the word disastrous tells us this is not a good idea.
Right.
Big goals are not a good idea because what happens?
You can fall short of your target.
Okay, to fall short of something means?
To not reach, to not be as good as you wanted, to not be as good as someone else. There's some type of standard or goal, and you did not complete it.
You're under.
You're underneath that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So your target is, I want to make more money. I want to make like double the money that I made than last year. That's a very big goal.
Yeah, some businesses may be able to do that, but most people are not able to do that.
Yeah.
Because we're already working at maximum.
That's right.
So it'd be hard to improve that much in 1 year.
So you can fall short of your goals, fall short of your target, fall short of
Expectations.
Yeah. Okay. An ambitious goal can feel good to write down, but becomes daunting when you attempt to reach it. Okay, so these ambitious, big, large goals, right? It's good to write down. Sure,
Yes.
why not? But it becomes daunting. This is a good word. D-A-U-N-T-I-N-G, daunting.
So you use the word daunting, which is our power vocabulary, whenever something, just by looking at it or thinking about it, is scary or it makes you feel like you don't want to do it.
Overwhelmed.
It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So this thing about the big goals, even thinking about it, if it's making you stress, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do so much work, that can be considered daunting.
Right.
It's like you're looking at Mount Everest and you're saying, I have to climb that?
Right. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't do that. Right. It's like setting up Mount Everest in front of you.
Yes.
Great. By making incremental goals along with a realistic plan for getting there, we can tamp down our anxiety and improve our chances. So if you make incremental goals, it means little goals, small goals, and you have a realistic plan, those things can tamp down our anxiety. So what is it that you mentioned earlier about a tamper?
Yeah, so the tamper, when you're making coffee, you know how you grind the beans,
Yeah.
and then you have the bean powder, I guess you say, those ground beans. You have to kind of hit it from the top.
Yeah.
There's that little, it almost looks like a stamp.
Yeah.
That you just press down, right? That's tamping down the coffee beans, the coffee grinds. In the same way, if you're tamping down your anxiety, you're bringing your anxiety down.
Reducing your anxiety.
Reducing it, pushing it down a little bit. Not completely
getting
rid of it, but making it a little bit less big.
Yeah, because even the coffee beans, you can't put it all the way down.
Right.
Right?
The coffee beans are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So another tip is to avoid comparison with others. Don't compare yourself, and then focus on your own performance, and you will stay focused and be less judgmental toward yourself. So just focus on you. Make small goals.
Yes.
Let's listen to that one more time.
When setting effective goals, there are certain things you should and shouldn't do to improve your chance of reaching them. Most people gravitate toward large, ambitious goals. This can be disastrous if you fall short of your target or never even get started. An ambitious goal can feel good to write down, but becomes daunting when you attempt to reach it. By making incremental goals along with a realistic plan for getting there, we can tamp down our anxiety and improve our chances. Another tip is to avoid comparison with others. Focus on your own performance, and you will stay focused and be less judgmental toward yourself.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 136 and 37. If you gravitate towards something, think of the word gravity, okay? You're kind of like you tend to be attracted. You're kind of automatically pulled toward a certain direction.
Yes.
Does anyone in your family play an instrument?
Yeah, most of us gravitated towards string instruments. I play the violin.
So maybe it's in the family. You like, everyone is good at string instruments.
Yes.
Yeah.
String instruments, 현악기.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So your violin, your viola, your cello, your contrabass.
Now it's the wind instrument.
It's wind, specifically what they call double reed. So it's kind of like the Korean piri. There's a piece of wood.
Yeah.
The two pieces of wood put together.
Uh-huh.
So I played oboe and bassoon.
Bassoon.
Yeah.
Bassoon is yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that you
looks
gravitate.
it looks like a big tree.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. My friends and I all gravitate toward horror movies.
So your preferences for movie or your preferences for food.
Yeah.
They're just generally the things you go towards. Not always.
Right.
But if you don't know what to do, you generally go in that direction.
Yeah, so I think it's very important to note that there is an element of sometimes, I don't know why, but I go in that direction. It's a kind of natural tendency.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Of course, it can mean preference, but it can also, at the same time, mean, I gravitate toward savory food.
Yeah, not so much sweet food.
Not sweet food.
You like that salty, savory flavor.
Yes, that's right. So I don't know why, but I just like it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes you don't have an explanation. Okay. Fall short of something means that you have an expectation and you fail to meet that expectation.
Yes.
Okay. How far did you jump at the track meet?
Only 5.8 meters. I fell short of my personal record by 8 centimeters.
This is very big with athletes and, height, time, right? They have records.
Yeah, number of times that they do something.
Yeah.
So whenever you're trying to meet a goal, you're trying to beat someone and you don't achieve that,
right,
you can say that you have fallen short.
Yeah. Here's another way that's very commonly used. When the company fell short of its sales targets, the stock price fell hard. So I know for a fact that many companies at the beginning of the year, or I don't know, they all have maybe different timetables, but they have goals.
Right.
They set goals. Okay, everyone. Now, last year, we did like 27%, blah, 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 and then it fell short in the fourth quarter. Do I sound very businesslike?
Oh, so professional, Kristen.
I feel so corporate.
You're just a business professional.
I am. Gosh, my goodness. Okay, and then like this year, this is our target. But then at the end of the year, we fell short.
You didn't meet your target.
You didn't meet your target.
Yeah.
Is there anything else where we can fall short of something?
So sometimes if you're having to be compared to someone else, let's say you are working in a company and you work hard all year.
Yeah.
But every time when it comes to promotions, you seem to fall short.
Oh.
Someone else gets the promotion.
That's not a good feeling.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's like you're kind of underperforming a little bit, I guess, in that case, right, to fall short. But oftentimes I would say expectation, target, goal.
Yeah.
We use this expression in those contexts.
Yeah. Expectations too as well, yeah. Let's say you're married and your spouse is just like, I'm working really hard, but you never seem happy with me.
Yeah.
I always seem to fall short with you.
Yes.
I can never meet the expectations you have for me.
Right.
That is another way. That's not a goal necessarily, but someone doesn't think you're doing enough.
Right. And sometimes we have parents who are very bright and a bit of, maybe they want everything perfect. And a child can feel like they're always falling short.
That's the worst situation.
Yes.
When the parents are super successful or super smart.
Yes.
And the child is just average.
Average.
Just average.
And they feel like they're falling short.
Right.
That's not a good thing. Okay. Tamp down something means to limit, to manage, to moderate, or to reduce.
Yes.
Let's tamp down all this talk about the merger, okay?
I'll do what I can, but the employees are really concerned about their jobs.
So we can't stop them talking about it, but we can just lessen it a little bit.
Yeah.
I tamped down my disappointment about not getting promoted before I went home.
So disappointment, just trying to not be as sad to tamp down that disappointment.
Yeah. So again, as you mentioned earlier, tamp down is not to completely, reduce significantly, but just a small bit.
A little bit at least.
Yeah. All right. When and then doing something using the gerund form is saying when you do this. All right. When changing a flat tire, make sure the jack is on the solid surface.
When picking a watermelon, thump the side and listen for a hollow sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not sure if it always works. I don't know what sound I need to hear.
Yeah. I'm not,
It's like, they all sound hollow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, our power vocab today is daunting, which is overwhelming. It's intimidating. It's like, what do I do? There's a Mount Everest in front of you. Do check out the definition on page 138. And what else should we do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang, and for a small monthly fee, you can listen to this show and so many other great EBS shows on there.
Great. Thank you so much for hanging out with us all week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.